my true love. Let me start again here. I gotta bring my guitar up. And the voice mic is fine. It's very loud. 2, 3, 4. My true love, by the stars above, only true love. Each and every day, live love's own true way. Only true love. My love is patient. My love is kind. My love is endless. My love is blind. My true love, by the stars above, only true love will do. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Time for love to be renewed. Those trophies of these games are misconstrued. Far better is a love that is maturing, overflowing at the springs returning. Time passes quickly for a season. Even so fists humble humbly for a reason. Like a seed of grain beneath the harvest moon, or a baby crying softly in a summer sun, a ball of fire burning. Is it only a cog in a wheel that keeps on turning? The shifting of the wind and waves and tides, and sifting of these mysteries provides one endless struggle to those undiscerning. Are they only a cog in a wheel that keeps on turning? Time for life to be renewed. Those trophies of these games are misconstrued. Don't get the pies, the holy and the brave. These children of this earth must have their day. Time passes quickly for a season. Even so fists humble humbly for a reason. Like a seed of grain beneath the harvest moon, or a baby crying softly in a room. Summer sun, a ball of fire burning. Is it only a cog in a wheel that keeps on turning? entreat me not to ever leave you. Please don't ask me to depart from your side. Wherever you will go, I will go also. And where you live, it is there I will abide. Your friends will be my friends, and your family will be mine. And what you deem as highest will be my treasure sublime. And where you die, my darling, there will I die, and there will I be buried by your side. God bless this union, side by side. Whate'er the good or woe that time betide. Whate'er the good or woe that time betide. Whate'er the good or woe that time betide. Now I lay thee down to bed. Rest, dear child, thy weary head. God in his wisdom gave the moon to bathe thy sweet sleep's warm cocoon. Thy guardian angels standing by, no misty midnight's deepened sky can turn their thoughts or blind their eye. They're charged to keep, oh child of mine. Sleepiness is in your eyes. Slumber through the eventides. When morning breaks, the promise waits. Lullaby, my child. Lullaby, my baby. lullaby and good night. Loved to watch her play in her sweet, familiar way. Those little hands and feet, her eyes so quick to greet, consupelo en el viento, ay passandi, oh delicia, que tal, porque ella fuera mía. Called her yesterday, left a message my usual way. She misses Daddy very much. It's just we're out of touch. Consupelo en el viento, ay passandi, oh delicia, que tal, porque ella fuera mía. When I was a little boy, my mama would care for me. But when I became a strapping man, I embarked on my destiny. Adventure became my daily bread, endurance was my prayer. I learned to succeed with truthful words and taking the steepest dare. I became a foot soldier of love, a foot soldier of love. Recently graduated to the place a little above. Along the highways and byways, through in and throughout, in the campfire's glow of endless campaign, my soul was turned inside out. I have met the enemy, I should have been killed 10,000 times, but I never forsook my trust. Stung with epithets and clods of earth, I was treated with mistrust. And in my darkest hour, when all hope was lost, I became a foot soldier of love. A foot soldier of love. Recently graduated to the place a little above. I used to work at Hollywood. Hollyweird. Tinseltown. That vast mecca of American show business. I did stage lighting for television, motion pictures, and live stage productions. Some of them not all that much different from this one. Good evening and welcome to tonight's show. I'm your featured soloist. My name is John Wilcox. Now, it was the 80s and the pay was good. And even though back then I didn't have any ambition to become an actor or anything. And whoa, take it easy there. I was nobody special, just a grunt. I would have to work under a lighting director. And it was a pretty nice swash through life for me back then. Now I have advisors, and they've been all over my case, telling me that you've got to tell them a lot of what you did, John. You got to give me like a thumbnail resume or something at least. And I'm of the position that no, they don't want to hear anything about that. And they say yes, they do. So okay, here goes. All right, yeah, I did the Oscars one year at the Shriners Auditorium. Did a lot of work for the Hollywood Bowl. For Music Under the Stars, across the valley in Hollywood is the Greek Theater, where they put on plays like Shakespeare and things like that. And of course, every sound studio, major sound studio in Hollywood, MGM, Paramount, the Boyd Studios, which had grown up, they used to do the Our Gang series there, and it just kept on getting more and more sophisticated. And A&M Records and Tapes over on La Brea with Herb Alpert, who's turning octogenarian pretty soon. But the Chaplin stage, where Charles Chaplin owned that originally. And on the Chaplin stage, I did dozens and dozens of rock videos. It was the 80s, and you name it, you know, most of the videos, yeah, I was somewhere in there delivering lighting or hanging lighting or doing something. And about a dozen, maybe more episodes of Soul Train, which was, those were 22-hour days. They had a lot of lighting techniques going on, and, you know, you'd set up, and of course the soundstage is very expensive to rent, so they tried to shoot as much as they possibly could in a day. And with all those specialty effects, that was a grind. But back then, my bread and butter, my main gig was Merv Griffin Productions. All those game shows, you know them. And now, I believe that in retrospect, this is like, 20 years hence, 30 years hence, that one of the reasons why I got so much work was because back at the time, I had a really great big beard. A gigundo profundo is what I called it. Now, at that time, I was cresting into my early 30s, and my beard had become so thick, I faced what I called the Black Forest every single morning. And if I shaved at 5:30 a.m., by 12 noon, I would have a 5 o'clock shadow. And if I shaved during the day, I would have to shave again if I wanted to go out that night. So it was just bristly and all over the place. So one day I was looking at it, fighting it, and I said, what the heck? Why don't I just let it grow? Let's grow a beard. Why not? So I did. And if any guys, when you grow a beard, the first thing that you get is a bristly mess on your face. It's just horrible. Mine looked like the underside of one of those floor polishers that the janitors use, that thing with the bristles all going every which way. I just looked horrible. I looked like an unkempt fool. Now, I was 16 weeks, okay? 26 weeks later, I looked like a college professor. I was very noble and elegant looking. I said, wow, look at me, And 36 weeks later, I was starting to look like a Civil War general. Now, a walloping 66 weeks later, it looked like the half of a semi-truck tire had simply grown out of my face with this huge handlebar mustache that now I never waxed it, but if I had, I could have hung kitchen utensils on it, okay? It could have been the barbecue tongs over here, the big flipper over here, slotted spoon, maybe a colander or two on this side to balance it out. And I looked like a cross between that cartoon character, Yosemite Sam with the pistols in the air, and freaking Moses, okay? I could tuck it into my belt. So I looked like a freak zone weirdo with my long hair and my t-shirt, my ratty old jeans, and my steel-toed work boots to meet all kinds of ocean requirements. And anyway, so one day I'm standing around. This is my big Hollywood audition. I didn't really go looking for this. I'm standing around on one of those endless game show sets over at Merv Griffin Productions. And this guy comes over and he says, "Hey, John, the director wants to see you." And I says, "Yeah, all right. Tell him I'll be there in a minute." And I'm wondering, what the could this be all about? That job wasn't all that hard. So I go over to him and I say, "Yeah, what is it?" And this is what goes down, okay? He's sitting in the chair. It says director on the back, okay? And he looks up at me and says, "Oh, John," he says. And he reaches into his shirt pocket, pulls out one of his cards, and he starts writing on it. And this is what he says to me. He says, "John, I'm not casting, but a friend of mine is. He's making one of those prehistoric movies. You should try out." So I take the card and I dial a number, make all the arrangements, get on over there. I get shown through a door into this long, empty room with nothing but a desk way at the end where sits Herr Director. And he's crying. He's just facing such I'm standing there looking at him in my gigundo profundo, great big, not down to my knees yet beard, but sort of like that. And my ratty old t-shirt, my work boots, my hair back in a ponytail, and I'm just standing there looking at him. And he looks up, and this is exactly what he does. Here's what happens. He goes, "Don't say a word. Just act. You are the chieftain of prehistoric tribe. Be a caveman. Go." And I'm standing there, hands on hips, looking at him. Wondering how I ever got into this mess. So I said, why the hell not? Unga. Unga. Mahakalui. Mahakalui Makawe Unga. 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 Yep. Whoa. Padawanda. Padawanda Mahakalui Makawe. Niki. Tiki. Come here. And with that, hair director says, "That'll be enough, thank you. There's the door." He goes back to crying. I just want this as a child. So I went back to Merv Griffin Productions, hanging stage lights on pipes. And eventually, the beard came off. I became a clean-shaven man again instead of looking like a Cro-Magnon troglodyte. And decades later, I did see the movie. It came out. I watched it on TV late at night. I said, this has got to be it. And obviously, the guy who won the lead role certainly was far more qualified. Now, like I said, good evening. Welcome to tonight's show. I'm your featured soloist. My name is John Wilcox. And I know, many other artists have what they call their solo careers with backup vocalists singing the doo-wah dip while someone's on bass with a drummer and keyboards. Then you have the rhythm section with horns. Lead guitarist, rhythm guitarist. Finally, you have a whole symphony orchestra with timpani and violins. Call that solo do-ya. Meanwhile, here am I, up here, not so much as a kid to help me turn the pages. And no, this isn't a cappella. I do have accompaniment, this here guitar. Don't knock it. She is a real plain Jane, but you know what? She's got it where it counts. Now, excuse me for a minute. I'm going to set up for an instrumental. How do you like that, huh? Yeah, I drink liquid rust for breakfast. Mix it in with gasoline. And then I chew on old man's bones for lunch, baby. Yeah, I grease them down with Vaseline. And what I eat's for dinner, whoa, bounces round like a trampoline. I got a junk food diet, baby. Whoa, worst case I've ever seen. Yeah, it's worse than sugar, baby. It's worse than caffeine. It's even worse than smoking, baby. 10 times worse than nicotine. It's those polytriglycerides and that BHT. I got a junk food diet, baby. Whoa, worst case I've ever seen. Yeah, I tried to kick it more than once or twice, baby. I just could not get free. Then I had me a blood sugar crisis, baby. In the end, it nearly took me. Then came my hour of decision. I had them junk food diet. Heebie-weebie, heebie-jeebies. Oh yeah. I got a junk food diet, baby. Whoa, worst case I've ever seen. In a little cafe just a half a mile north of the border lived a humble gal, tired feet taking orders. Every day of her life passed by in solitude and grace. As the sun went down, it rose again in that place. Now destiny was playing cards with his buddy Fortune. Lost at a hand, exceeding table stakes. And the powers that be cut a deal with Lady Luck and fate, that Fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. Whoa, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still got a trick up their sleeve, if we only believe. That very day, a man appeared in the doorway of that little cafe, and she greeted him with courtesy and faith. When he looked in her eyes, he said, "Darling, I've come to take you away from this place." When she asked him his name, he replied, "Just call me Ace." Powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still got a trick up their sleeve, if we only believe. "20 years have gone by and she has never regretted a second. My, how everything changed from the moment adventure beckoned. Now from dawn until dusk every day, she has everything it takes. And all over the world she is simply known as the face. Whoa, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still got a trick up their sleeve, if we only believe. Now in a little cafe, just a half a mile north of the border, at a quiet little table in a dusty, darkened corner, fate stealing cards, Lady Luck is looking over his shoulder, and fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. Yes, fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. There comes a time for life to be renewed. Those trophies of these games are misconstrued. Far better is a love that is maturing, overflowing at the springs returning. Time passes quickly for a season, even so distant from humbly for her reason. Like a seed of grain beneath the harvest moon, or a baby crying softly in a room. The summer sun, a ball of fire burning, is it only a cog in a wheel that keeps on turning? This dream is not just one man's vision. This hope is not a dream alone. My land is known as everybody's country. My hands are free to work and make what's mine my own. My words cannot be kept unspoken. My heart is mine and mine alone. My mind is free to seek its own freedom in a place that I call my home. Just one voice singing. That song is never a voice alone. I sing of this great wondrous land of freedom, America, wherever I roam. My land is known as everybody's country. My heart is mine and mine alone. I'll shout, Yahoo! That great thunderous shout of freedom in harmony wherever I roam. In harmony wherever I roam. In harmony wherever I roam. If a man were to give all he possessed for her love, it could never, ever be enough. For love is stronger than the grave, my love. Love's flames are raging flames of burning fire. Set love as a flame to your heart, dear one. Set love as a jewel upon your arm. All the mighty rivers cannot quench love's flames, ne'er all the flooding rains may quench love's fire. Love's flickering, awesome flame, a heavenly fire. Set love as a flame to your hearts, dear ones. Set love as a jewel upon your arms. All the mighty rivers cannot quench love's flames, ne'er all the flooding rains may quench love's fire. Love's flickering, awesome flames, a heavenly fire.